Let's talk about Thallids and Saprolings in Magic. Or Saprolings. I have no idea how to pronounce everything, guys. I just read it. So Thallids originated on Sarpedia, an island nation that was the subject of the set Fallen Empires from early Magic. Basically, Sarpedia was feeling the effects of the coming Ice Age, and with the climate changing, the Elves' food supply, the Elves of Havenwood's food supply was running out. So Thelen had an idea. He infused fungus with magic in order to create these Thallids as a food supply. However, the Thallids did not respond well to being the elves' food. They rebelled and eventually killed the elves. They overran Sarpedia and eventually migrated to other forests on the plain. Their look back in the day was all over the place, but in modern Dominaria, they typically look like smaller fungus people like this, or like this. And the most famous Thallid is Slimefoot, who is a member of the new Weatherlight crew from the Return to Dominaria and Dominaria United. Now you'll note Slimefoot has a bunch of Saprolings with him, and he can create Saprolings. Now, what a Saproling is has changed dramatically over time in Magic. However, they usually have a relation to a fungus people. They're often parasitic. The original Saprolings were these little monsters. Like, look at that. It's like a parasitic green entity. Modern Saprolings on Dominaria look more like smaller versions of Thallids. However, they are not baby Thallids. They are the Thallids' food source. Slimefoot eats his little Saprolings. Now, Alara is the only other plane we know of with Thallids specifically, and this is likely just because they wanted a name for this fungus creature, and Thallid was a historical name. However, Alara has fungus creatures that also have a big connection to the Saprolings of the plane. The Saprolings of the plane look more like this. They're small little creature and a plant creature things. I don't really know what to call them specifically. They vary a lot from plane to plane. Basically, these are the lowest rung on the food chain, but also they're a little bit parasitic because there's several different creatures that when you kill them, Saprolings pop out. Ravnica also has Saprolings. They are like animated plant creatures that aren't quite elementals. The Golgari version also has sort of a parasitic nature. And there are even some Gruul ones. On Ixalan, Saprolings appear as these beautiful red flower creatures. There's still sort of an implication of there's a bit of a parasitic nature to them, but this is one of the nicer designs. We also know there are Saprolings on Gave's homeworld, which is not named, but he's probably one of the more famous fungus Saproling commanders. And it's sort of implied that Tana the Bloodsower is also from Gave's plane, and this is where this version of Saprolings comes from. There are also Saprolings on a plane called Fabisin, which is where the Dream Pod stuff comes from, and this is implied to be what they look like. Now we know this because we have Grove of the Dream Pods, which gave us a name and place to the Dream Pod Druid card. We have a very different kind of fungus threat in the Mycotyrant, that is this network of funguses that all share like a hive mind. This is distinct from like Thallids and everything else. But importantly, he also has a relationship with Saprolings. And then finally, we know that Bloomburrow has Saprolings because the Brightcap Badger is planting them. And that's what we know about Thallids and Saprolings in Magic. Let me know what else you want me to cover.